Hey everybody, thought I'd do a movie review of Rogue One. Now let me get something out of the way right up front. I'm not a film buff, I'm not into cinematography and sound design and visual effects, other than seeing how cool special effects are. I'm not really into any of that stuff, so I'm not going to get any technical details or anything like that. But I'll say this, I liked Rogue One a lot. It was awesome. I thought it was really good. I'll get into spoilers later on. It had good music. I didn't even realize that John Williams didn't compose the music until I was looking up some other stuff on it. If you didn't like The Force Awakens because it was a rehash, you will like Rogue One. It's a fresh story. The only basic plot point that everyone knew going into it was that it was the movie that takes place before Episode 4, and it was about getting the Death Star plans. That's it. That's all anyone knew. There is virtually nothing else in this movie that connects it to any of the other Star Wars movies. There's a few cameos. If you know the location names already, you'll know some of those things. But other than that, it's a completely fresh, new story, new characters, no connections whatsoever to any other movie. Stands perfectly well on its own, and well, good thing. I guess we can get into spoilers now. If you don't want to hear any spoilers, then turn off the video right now. Okay, we're going to start spoilers in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright, a few things I didn't like about Rogue One. No opening crawl. And there is a scene with R2-D2 and C-3PO that I thought was completely unnecessary. Just completely unnecessary. It was like it was thrown in there for all the fans. And it probably was thrown in there for all the fans. I just didn't see the necessity of it. Regarding the lack of an opening crawl, I'm sitting there, the Lucasfilm logo appears, it fades out, I'm getting ready for the Star Wars logo to flash onto the screen like it always does, and the main theme to start, and that never happened. So it was different. It wasn't something I was really prepared for at all. But other than those two things, I thought the movie was great. There's a couple of scenes in the movie that are visually stunning, in my opinion. Both of them have to do with testing the Death Star. They're amazing scenes. They're long, and I wouldn't say they're drawn out, but they are long scenes. So it's not like you just get a flash and there's your quick scene. These scenes take up considerable screen time, but they all add to the story, and they all fit with the story. They showed us how powerful the Death Star really is, and they're not even using it to its full power, because if you recall from Episode 4, A New Hope, Tarkin tells Leia that she's going to be a witness, or something like that, basically that he's going to test the Death Star. It's fully operational, and he needs a target to test its full power. But in Rogue One, he wants to test it there. He just doesn't want to test its full power. He wants a small test to show its potential. Thought it was really awesome the way they explained the joke it's been a joke for years, the Death Star's weakness. It's actually explained in this movie. It was intentional. So I thought that was really cool. As I was saying in the non-spoiler section, there's a couple of cameos. You'll if you remember him from the prequels, you'll recognize Senator Bail Organa. They also did some stuff with CG, I guess. They're quick shots. So unless you are a really good eye and you're really looking for it, or maybe if you've watched it more than once, then you might notice it. But they have done CG to get the red leader and blue leader, I think that's what their names were, the fighter pilot guys from A New Hope. They have done some CG to put those guys in so that you see them. I saw it and I thought to myself, those guys look amazing for their age. And then I realized, oh, it's got to be some effect trick. They did something similar for Leia. It's a completely different actress, but from what I heard someone behind me say that they did some CG with it. It's probably a lot of makeup too. Other than those few characters, there are no other characters. You're not going to see like Chewbacca hugging Yoda like you saw in the prequels. You're not going to see anything like that. It's all original characters. There's not really any hints about anyone maybe being a Jedi. Ooh, maybe this guy's a Jedi. We're not sure. There's like one character in the whole movie who he is a Jedi, and it's not really outright said. I think it's pretty clear that the guy is a Jedi. He even talks about the Journal of the Wills, which I thought was really cool, because if you've ever read the novelization of Episode 4, in the very beginning, I think it's in the prologue, it refers to the Journal of the Wills, and I thought that was really cool. There's a single cameo of the guy from the cantina from the original movie. The guy that says, "You just watch yourself." That guy. There's a single cameo of him, and it's actually kind of funny because he bumps into our main character. So you have almost a similar kind of interaction there. Something that this movie did well, that The Force Awakens also did well, I thought. One single droid for your comic relief, and your seriousness. Whereas the original trilogy and the prequels, you had C-3PO and R2-D2. Force Awakens had BB-8, and this movie has one single droid. I can't even remember what the droid's name is right now, but you have just one single droid, and they did it really well. As I was about to say, in the non-spoiler section, this movie's a one-off. The sequel is A New Hope. Not just these are the events that happened before A New Hope. This movie literally leads right into A New Hope. It ends, and you could go home after seeing it and watch A New Hope, and it should be practically seamless.